Howdy folks, and I hope your Lincoln letters are all stored safely wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another episode of Grail or Fail. For the uninitiated, Grail or Fail is where we revisit a 1/6 scale figure, or in this case 3 1/6 scale figures, that have achieved a sort of cult status and find out if they still hold up today. So, going under the microscope today is a trio of figures from Quentin Tarantino's 9th movie, the classic western The Hateful Eight, released way back in 2015. The trio comprise of Major Marquis Warren, aka Samuel Jackson, John the Hangman Ruth, aka Kurt Russell, and of course Jennifer Jason Leigh, aka Daisy Domergue. But before we dive in, I'd like to send a Minnie's haberdashery size shout out to everyone who supported the channel. And please drop a like and hype on this video as it helps other people find the channel. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon, so you're sure not to miss any of the 1/6 scale reviews, previews, tours, showcases, and all that other good stuff that we've got coming up. So, usual format folks, we will get up close with the 3 of 8. Then it's verdict time. Do they get a pardon or do they face the Hangman? And we'll be going out with the usual showcase at the end. But enough of my Marquis meanderings. Let's dive in and find out if the Hateful Eight are grails or fails. Okay folks, so front and centre and first up to bat, it is Marquis Warren, aka Samuel L. Jackson. But before we dive into the details, probably worth mentioning a little bit of something about Asmus Toys, Asmus Collectibles. They sort of tend to provoke a little bit of a mixed response. They've produced some great figures and they produced some not so great figures in the past. Now, personally, I'm a bit of a fan. I don't have a vast amount of their figures in the collection, but I think the ones I do have don't quite deserve the hard time I think that the company overall gets, but that's just my opinion. Let's take a look at this figure. Let's start as we always do. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. Now the stands are pretty much the same for all these figures. They are sculpted plastic with this sort of detailing around the edge, and then you've got this sticker on top to sort of simulate the floor of Minnie's haberdashery. Relatively straightforward, although the stickers that Asmus have used here, as you probably saw in the intro there, do have a habit of peeling. You can see the one underneath Daisy Domergue there is starting to lift, and they do need re-sticking from time to time. But overall, yeah, they're very simple. Hollow sculpted plastic with this sticker on top, so pretty basic, but you get the usual crotch grabber as well that goes with it, and they do the job. Although probably worth mentioning as well at this point that Asmus did actually release a Minnie's haberdashery diorama to go with these 3 figures that were released back in 2017, I believe. Unfortunately, I've never managed to bag that in the wild. I have searched high and low, so if there's anybody out there who knows where you can locate one of those mini haberdashery dioramas, I would be really grateful. Please drop a comment in the comment section below. But the figure itself, so let's start as we always do with scale and proportions. I think they've nailed it on here, Asmus Toys. It is most certainly proportioned right, the scaling is right, and the outfit and screen accuracy look on point. Let's start at the bottom. We'll start with the boots. These are sculpted plastic. There's no split cut boot design here. They are a very, very solid plastic, these boots. Very little give in them at all. So yeah, posing can be a little bit of an issue. It's not one for massively dynamic posing, so it's not really a deal breaker, but yeah, it can cause a few issues when you're trying to pose this guy up. But overall, the boots are pretty well done. There's some weathering on there. They're super shiny. They're knee high, which is screen accurate, and they've got a nice shine to them as well. The paint applications and the sculpting are pretty good. Up to the legs. Now the outfit itself. Now this is where I think this particular figure really starts to shine. It's a complex outfit, and Asmus have done it really, really well. You've got these grey pants, and the quality of the cotton they've used in the pants is very good. There's no loose threads hanging down. There's no dodgy 6-scale stitch work. That's a personal bugbear, as regulars to the channel will know. And the fit and the finish, the fall, all really good. Working your way up. Now, there's many layers going on here. The vest underneath, the waistcoat, really nicely done. It's black with that high sheen on the collar area, and you've got a chain pocket watch going on as well, which is great to see. The belts themselves, now these are a mixture of pleather and plastic. They're classed as an accessory with this figure. I don't really call them an accessory, but they've stood the test of time really well. There's no cracking, there's no peeling, they're not falling apart. They still look as good today as they did the day they came out of the box. So hats off there. And you've got the two holsters, the one cross holster and one straight holster to fit both of the pistols that he's got. Now, accessories wise, this figure, it comes with a bunch of things here. You've got the Lincoln letter there that we'll get to. This one comes with, and I've lumped all the accessories together here. The barrel and the crate, they come with this figure. You get ungloved and gloved hands. The barrel and the crate are plastic, sculpted plastic. And I've got to say, they've done a really good job here with the paint applications to give it that wood-like look. You get the hat, you get the scarf, you also get that bowl and spoon. I'll zip back to that. They're sculpted plastic, but they do look like wood. They've done those really well. Obviously the two pistols that we mentioned. So yeah, plenty of accessories to go at, but the real achievement, I think, is in this outfit. So you've got the jacket on top of that vest. It's just black cotton, but it is tailored really nicely. You've then got that deep red tie going on with the tie pin and the white shirt underneath there, which is very well tailored as well. Yes, not 100% screen accurate here if you put it up against a still from the movie, but I think Asmus have made a real fist of it. The scarf itself feels like a wool material and is nicely made, and it's got the tassels on the end as well, which are great to see. Then you've got this coat, this army issue coat over the top, and this is where this figure, as I say, really shines. You've got multiple layers going on here. You've got the layers with the sleeves that run down there. You've got the black and the yellow. The stitch work is great. This thing is wired as well, so if you want it flowing off behind him, you can achieve that look in the display. I'm not too bothered about the wiring in there, but it's a nice addition. It's not the thickest wire in the world, but it does the job. You've got the tassels on top of the coat as well. Now they are made out of plastic. They are sculpted plastic, and they've been stuck on there. Perhaps not the best solution. I would like to have seen material, but it is what it is. The material they have used in this overcoat, now whether it's weathered or whether this is just fading, is difficult to say. I think it's a little bit of both. I think they did attempt to put some weathering in there, but it's that kind of soft cotton that does lose some of its colour if it's through friction. So if you handle this too often, I think it will become a little uncolour fast, and it will lose some of that deep black, almost blue colour. But overall, I think Asmus have done a cracking job here with this coat, and I think the overall effect is really impressive. The articulation on this figure, very good indeed. Never had any issues with loose joints on these figures. They're not the most expensive bodies in the world, but they aren't the cheapest either. So yeah, you get a good range of motion and no loose joints. The guns themselves, really nicely sculpted and painted. Are they up to somebody like Hot Toys standards? I would say probably not, no, but they still have done a very good job. Metallic paint applications there, the gun grip, the handles are really nicely painted as well. You've got revolving barrels and sculpted in bullets. I would have liked to have seen the barrels of the guns bored out. That's just a personal thing. Regulars to the channel will know. It's just a little bugbear of mine when a 6-scale character is holding a gun and then you can see that the end of the barrel is plugged up with plastic, but it just detracts from the realism for me a little bit, but it's not a deal breaker. On to the all-important head sculpt. Now, This figure actually comes with a different hat. This isn't the hat straight out of the box that you get. It's a plastic hat, and I've got to say, it's probably the weakest point on this figure because it is pretty appalling. It doesn't fit very well, it rides too high on the head, the proportions are wrong, and it's just a bit of a joke. This is another hat that I managed to get my hands on of the same style and the same colour, and this fits a lot better and looks a lot more effective. This is one of those sort of card felt covered hats that we see a lot of in the 6 scale world. But let's remove that hat so we can take a look at the head sculpt. Now, straight away, first impressions for a figure this old, and as I say, we're talking 2017, I don't think Asmus Toys have done a bad job at all here. I think it is recognisable as Samuel L. Jackson. Yes, it's not the best head sculpt in the world. It is one of those that looks better in hand. When you photograph it, it just seems to lose something a little bit. But as far as skin tones and textures, they're on point there. They've caught the furrowing in the eye, in the forehead there. Overall, yeah, I think it may be something in the eyes that's a little bit off there. But yeah, it is Samuel L. Jackson. Is it perfect? No. It's most certainly not 100%, but I like the little wisp of hair that they've got on the top of the head there. The beard is really nicely sculpted with the white paint flecks in there and in the hair as well to give it that give him that aged look and that screen accurate look. And overall, yeah, it is a good head sculpt, but not perfect. But still, unmistakably Samuel L, unmistakably Marquis Warren from the Hateful Eight. So that is Marquis. Let's go on to Daisy and John. Okay folks, so it's on to Daisy Domergue and John the Hangman Ruth. And we're going to look at these figures together because they are manacled together. And that's the way I display them. And it is a ball ache actually getting those manacles off. So we'll take a look at them both at the same time. We will start with Daisy. Same base as with the Marquis Warren figure. Obviously, as I mentioned before, that peeling can be a bit of a pain. But she is also perched, and you probably can't see this, but she's actually sat on the accessory bar stool that comes with this figure. It's just a plastic bar stool, but it works very, very well. But to actually get her to sit on this takes a balancing act, because obviously you can't use the crotch grabber. I've got to sat on it because otherwise the figure just looks off next to the other figures. It gives her more height, and I just think it works better. But yeah, while we're on accessories, actually, let's talk the other accessories that come with Daisy. You also, obviously, you get the bar stool, you get the fur hat that she's wearing there, you get the guitar, and it's worth a shout out to this guitar. Actually, I think Asmus Toys have done a cracking job with this guitar. Obviously, it's sculpted plastic, but it's done well. I say it's sculpted plastic. I'm going to lift this up. I actually think this is, and let's try and get the camera in close here. I think this is a form of compressed wood. It might not be plastic. Correct me in the comment section below if I'm getting this wrong, but it doesn't feel like plastic. It hasn't got the weight of plastic. I suspect, like I say, some form of compressed wood, but they've done a cracking job here with the sculpt and paint applications. It's got that super high gloss finish, which is screen accurate. It's got strings on there that move, the neck, the fretboard, all really convincingly done. And probably worth mentioning, actually, interesting story about this guitar. The guitar that was used in the film was actually an antique, one-of-a-kind, priceless guitar, which they brought in because it was accurate to the time that the movie was set in. Not realizing that in the script, Kurt Russell would be smashing that guitar, which he duly did, and broke a very, very rare and expensive guitar. But yeah, great little accessory that. Do enjoy posing the figures with that one. Also with Daisy, you get obviously a raft full of swap out hands there, gloved and ungloved. But you also get the handcuffs, as we've already mentioned now. John comes with a pair of those as well, so you've got a spare set if they get lost, or if you're just wanting to pose with one hand in there, that's an option as well. And that's pretty much a lot with Daisy, but it's more about the figure itself with this one. Let's start at the bottom and work our way. You've got those weathered sort of calf high boots going on there in that green. They're nicely sculpted and painted. You've got laces in there, and there's some weathering as well. The skirt underneath, really nicely weathered. The pattern is screen accurate with that flower on it, and there's dirt around the edges there. The weathering, I've got to say, is very, very good on the bottom of that skirt. But overall, I think perhaps the weathering on the figure is not as heavy as it should be. Perhaps a little bit more weathering on this coat. Now, this coat deserves a shout out as well. I'll just turn around a little bit here so you can see it. Now, the coat itself, I don't think is actually leather, but it is most certainly isn't pleather. I've never had to treat this, and I've never had any issues with cracking or flaking since I've had these figures. The stitch work is excellent. The screen accuracy is there with that faux fur collar running all the way around, and overall the fit, the finish, and the fall on this coat are really, really impressive. As far as the material goes, I can only describe it, if anyone has the Asmus Toys Rorschach figure from Watchmen, it's that kind of material, and it was a material that was used, that was somewhere between pleather and leather. It had the longevity of leather, but not the cost, and a lot of companies were using them around this material around that time. And I think it was a great choice. The stitch work, as you can see in that hemline there, is really good. And underneath, she's got that sort of grandad blue shirt, which has got press stud fastenings on it, which is screen accurate again, bar the weathering, obviously. Let's talk about this hat. Now, I think this hat is really, really well done. The fur hat, it is screen accurate, the size is right, the colour is right, and it works really well. Now, they both wore similar hats, both her and John the Hangman Ruth. Unfortunately, and we'll talk about his hat while we're here, the hat that Asmus gave us with the John Ruth figure is pretty appalling. It's on a par with the hat they gave us with the Marquis Warren figure. For some reason, only known to Asmus Toys, rather than just make a slightly larger version of this, they gave us a wool hat. Now, it wasn't even wool in the movie; it was fur, like Daisy's hat. But yeah, it's awful. I do not display the figure with it. It looks horrible. I've always meant to try and pick up another one of these so that they can both be wearing them. But yeah, that hat is a real letdown as far as the accessories go. But the rest of them, very, very good indeed. The head sculpt, let's talk about the head sculpt. I think the likeness to Jennifer Jason Leigh here is probably the best of the three as far as sculpt goes. What lets this one down a little bit is the paint applications on that face. I don't know why, but for some reason, and I'll zip over to the Kurt Russell here, skin tones and textures are really, really good on this one, as they are on the Samuel L figure. But for some reason, they're a lot more matte on Daisy. Now, I don't know whether this was done by a different painter, a different department. Was it produced in a different place? I don't know, but I don't think the paint applications on that face are quite up to the standard of the other two figures. However, the sculpt is very, very good. The eyes are excellent. They're the right colour. They're that bright blue. They're nice and glassy. You've got some battle damage, for want of a better expression. Most of it inflicted by John there, with that scratch on the side of the face, the blood running from the nose, and you've got the black eye as well. The hair. Now, we've got rooted hair going on here, which is great to see. Way back in 2017, Asmus were venturing into rooted hair, and I think overall the style is very good. However, straight out of the box, this was a really, really harsh blonde colour all over, and had a very, very doll-like quality, which really put me off. Especially if you've seen the film, you'll know her hair. Yes, it was blonde in places, but it was dirty, it was messy, and it was dark in places as well. Now, I've actually darkened this hair up using a water-based paint, and I think it actually adds to the realism of the figure. So yeah, it takes some futzing, and you have to be super careful with that water-based paint. When you're applying it, you don't want to go too heavy with it, and you don't want the hair to stick together. But yeah, overall, the paint applications on the face itself, on the sculpt itself, and the colour of the hair were a little bit of a letdown out of the box. But overall, I think it is unmistakably Jennifer Jason Leigh as Daisy from the Hateful Eight, and I think they've done a very good job. So on to John. Once again, we've got that base going on there. We've already talked about boots, pretty similar to the Warren figure. The sculpt is very good. They are static. There's no split cut boot design here. They're a hard plastic, so once again, posing could be a little bit of an issue here, but the weathering is really nice, and the paint applications to pick out the seams on there and give it that leather look are very good. Pants, as with the Marquis figure, the right colour, very well tailored, quality of the cotton is on point. Moving up, you've got that vest going on, that stripy vest, really nicely tailored, that one. No threads hanging down or iffy stitch work here. The gun belt, really nice, pleather once again. This is holding up, a little bit of cracking going on at the end of the belt there, which is where it normally goes first, or at the buckle, but overall still holding up. And he's got the key and the pocket watch in gold as well. Underneath there you have the collarless shirt done in an off-white with those press stud fastenings. Pretty good tailoring on that as well. The coat, the all-important coat, and I think Asmus knocked it out of the park with this coat. It's a faux fur, as with the collar on Daisy's. It's lined. You've got that sort of nylon lining going on there. The fastenings, these are actually looped through the fur of the coat itself, which is great to see. It's never fastened up, although you do have these large buttons on the side here, done in plastic, which are screen accurate as well. The fall of this coat is great. It's got that darker fur section around the neck area, and overall, yeah, the proportions, the fit and finish on the clothing, the fall on the clothing, really good. Accessories with John Ruth, well, you get the pistols, obviously, you get his rifle, which is done in sculpted plastic, and the detailing's really nice on there. The paint applications are good, the wood effect on the stock, and that gold effect on the trigger area, and the style of gun, almost like an extended pistol, are screen accurate too. With John, you also get, obviously we've talked about the appalling hat, I'm even going to bring that out here, it is that bad, and you also get the handcuffs, and you get the coffee pot and cup that we saw earlier, and these are very, very well done. I love the weathering and the paint applications on this coffee pot to give it that metallic look. You've got streaking that's been done with the sort of the silver dry brushing to give it that worn look. It's got browns, it's got silvers on there, and the coffee cup matches as well. So nice little accessory as well. You also get you get ungloved hands with this figure. We've got a gloved one here holding the rifle, ungloved in the manacles, and yeah, overall the accessories are very good. But let's have a look at this head sculpt now. Kurt Russell, I've got to say, not the easiest person in the world to actually capture in 1/6 scale. But once again, I think they've done a pretty good job here, Asmus. It's unmistakably John Ruth, it's unmistakably Kurt Russell. Loving the hair. I think the beard and the hair are done really, really well. Is it perfect? No. Far better skin tones and textures than the Daisy figure. The eyes, once again, they're good, but they're not quite as glassy as Daisy. For some reason, her eyes are glassier than the other two, which is odd, which sort of really does back up my suspicions that her head sculpt was done somewhere else. But yeah, overall skin textures are really good. That beard, as I say, I think is phenomenal, and that hair is done very, very well considering the age of the figure. It's just the sculpt here for me that's ever so slightly off. It's the same with their take on Snake Plissken, Kurt Russell from Escape from New York. It's a very good head sculpt, but it misses in the sculpt itself being just slightly off there. Something missing. I don't know whether it's the nose or the shape of the eyes, but yeah, it's still very, very good though, in my opinion. In fact, it's excellent. It just isn't 100%. And what is 100%? So there you have it, folks. That's Daisy and John, so it's time for a final verdict to find out whether these three figures are grails or fails. Okay, folks, so it's verdict time on Asmus's take on the trio from Hateful Eight. Let's start with the good stuff. Let's start with proportions. Absolutely on point. I think the scale is just right. The bodies are very good. The articulation is excellent. I think a big shout out to Asmus Toys on the tailoring for these figures as well. I think, although not 100% screen accurate, I think they pretty much nailed the looks of all three figures, and the tailoring is very, very good. The stitch work on all three and the materials that they've used are all phenomenal. The fall, the fit, the finish can't be faulted. Let's talk accessories. The accessories that come with these figures are great. You've got that bar stool that's hidden away there underneath Daisy, and you've got all this stuff as well. Probably worth mentioning as well at this point, these coffee bean bags didn't come with the figure. I've added those just for that little bit of extra authenticity. But the crate, the barrel, the bowl, in particular that coffee pot with the detailing and the paint applications there, and of course that guitar, really, really well done. As are the weapons, the handguns that Marquis is holding there, the rifle, really nicely painted, the handcuffs, very well done. So in all, the accessories are very good. So we've got a thumbs up on the outfits and a thumbs up on the accessories. The couple of letdowns as far as the accessories go are the hats. We've already talked about that. Why they couldn't do the John Ruth headgear the same way that they did the Daisy headgear is beyond me. Instead, we get this appalling woolen mess that needs to go in the bin if you ever pick this figure up. And hopefully one day I will get one large enough and in the same style as the Daisy hat that will fit on John Ruth as well. And while we're on hats, yeah, there's the plastic Marquis hat that really is just an afterthought and very, very badly done and doesn't even fit properly. So if you pick him up, yeah, lose the hat straight away and locate something a little bit more befitting. But overall, the accessories are very, very good indeed, bar a couple of exceptions. And as I mentioned, the outfits very well tailored, pretty screen accurate, and the materials that have been used are very good. Let's talk head sculpts now. There are some huge swings in the sculpt department here. I think the Jennifer Jason Leigh is a great sculpt. The Kurt Russell is a good sculpt, but not perfect, as is the Samual L. You've got very, very good paint applications on both the John and the Marquis figure, but they are let down by the sculpt not being quite as accurate as it could be, which is completely the opposite, where you've got a great sculpt with the Jennifer Jason Leigh, but not so good paint apps. So yeah, the head sculpts aren't perfect, but they are most certainly recognizable as the characters, and I think they've done a cracking job considering the age of the figures. They are probably the biggest letdowns here. I would really, really like to see a company, say like Caustic Plastic, tackle the Tarantino IP and give us their take on the characters from the Hateful Eight and some of his other movies as well. But because, as it stands, this is the only 1/6 scale representation we've got of any of the characters from Hateful Eight, that sort of makes me err towards Grail. Now, this is a really difficult one here because I am biased. I love the movie, love the characters, and I wouldn't part with these figures. However, I've got to be as dispassionate as possible and put that on a back burner. Do they stand up as Grails on their own? I think they're very, very close, but I don't think they quite make the lofty heights of Grail. But they are by no means a fail. So I think these three figures are going to fall into that category that Mr. Go Figure created for just such an occasion, where I think these are frails, where they're neither Grail nor fail. For me, they're personal Grails. However, as they stand dispassionately, I would say these are frails, neither Grail nor fail. But I still love them, and I still think they look fantastic in the display. So there you have it, folks. Asmus Toys' take on Daisy Domergue, on John the Hangman Ruth and Marquis Warren. our frails don't quite achieve full Grail status. So there you have it, folks. That is Asmus Toys' take on the trio from Hateful Eight. What are your thoughts on these figures? Do you have them in your collection? Do you have one, two? Do you have all of them? What are your thoughts on Tarantino? What are your thoughts on the movie? What are your thoughts on anything at all? Nothing is off menu, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. I'd be fascinated to hear your take on these three. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, there's plenty more episodes of Grail or Fail. There's plenty more new figure reviews. We've got stuff from Hot Toys. We've got stuff from InArt, from Susu Toys, from Present Toys, from Caustic Plastic, Exo6. The list goes on. We've got plenty more tours, more showcases, and more of everything. So as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is from myself, from Daisy, from John, and from Marquis, a massive thank you for watching as always. And until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.